Lifestyle inflation, or inflation creep, is when you increase your spending, sometimes unknowingly, as your income increases. It's a totally natural thing to do. You've earned money, you've got a bigger bonus, or had a great month. Why not treat yourself to a new car or a bougie gym membership? It's because lifestyle inflation can actually build up unknowingly, and to the point of actually reducing how much money you end up getting net in your bank account after all your spending is done. It can leave you with less to save or invest, and is actually the main reason why people with pretty decent salaries end up living paycheck to paycheck every month still, despite increasing their income. They have high monthly expenses which they have to keep up with every month, which they justify with a high income. So here are my top tips on how to avoid or not fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation altogether. The number one golden rule is to save before you spend, i.e. automate your savings. I talk about this a lot, and it's definitely a golden rule amongst the personal finance community. So hopefully you already do this. So if you do, it's simply a case of increasing these automations, so your standing orders potentially, as soon as you know the new extra money is coming in. This way you don't really see the extra money in your bank account to spend. It's already taken out, put into your investment accounts, put into your savings accounts before you even know it's there. I'm going to be 100% realistic in this video, so I'm going to suggest that you treat yourself shortly after receiving the extra money, one time and a little bit. Why? Because you literally deserve it. Life is for living. You've earned extra money, which is huge. But what I would do is limit the spending to about 10% of the extra money that you receive that month. Buy something off your wish list, maybe treat yourself to a meal out, maybe delve in a bit more to whatever hobbies you have, and celebrate the fact that you can save and invest going forward. Just don't blow all the extra money and make it disappear permanently. Along the same line as before, I want you to keep planning and budgeting for fun money. In my budgeting videos, I always suggest budgeting about 10% of the income that hits your bank account for fun money as a rough ballpark. I also always say that managing your money is a little bit like dieting. You have to do everything in moderation with balance, and there's just no need to overdo anything. If you don't give yourself enough room to have fun, you'll end up spending in resentment, spending more impulsively, in an uncontrolled, unprecedented way, which results in more lifestyle inflation that you justify in your head. Check your emotional spending habits. A huge emotional trigger for me is actually having more money to spend. I'm so used to having just about enough, or being in that place of scarcity, that I would subconsciously spend more to get myself back there. Fighting this for me with automated savings has really been my saving grace. So I think you should do some work on identifying, controlling, and solving maybe some of your emotional spending habits. I have 3 steps to help you do this. Number 1, spend a little bit of time identifying the emotions that you feel when you're spending. All through the week. Maybe do it for 1 or 2 weeks. Write down a spending or money diary and write down your emotions, before, during, and after you've bought something, whether that is your food shop, or spending money on clothes, or spending money on furniture, or spending money on the gym, anything. Just write down what you're feeling at the time of doing it. Maybe you're feeling excited, maybe you're feeling guilty, and what's caused that spending to occur. This will increase your awareness around those emotions and what's actually triggering the spending, and then you can work more on minimizing those specific emotions. The second thing to do is to do a little bit of a self-audit every time you go to make a purchase. Ask yourself a couple of questions to figure out whether you need or want that item. Ask yourself if you have alternatives. Ask yourself if you can use it once or twice or many times. Ask yourself if you can get the same thing secondhand. Ask yourself, things that make you really question the value of something and if it's going to fit in with your life. This will get you into the habit of spending intentionally and thinking twice when you spend. And the third thing to do is have an actual day during the week where you can spend. You can have this once a week, or you can have this once a month. But by allocating this to your spending habits, you're going to be able to have an element of control over your spending without eradicating it completely. Because as I said before, if you eradicate it completely or try to quit cold turkey, you're going to end up doing something impulsive and justifying it in your head, and you'll feel even worse, and you'll probably spend a lot more money at once. Budgeting does not discriminate between the rich and the poor. Even as you earn more and bring in more income and get bigger bonuses, stick to your budget. The purpose of the budget is probably what will change as you earn more money. For example, I use my budget to control my expenses right now, but also to track and analyze my spending habits. Whereas if I earned a bit more, I may not need to control my expenses, but I might get a lot more out of tracking and controlling my spending habits. It'll allow me to see if there is lifestyle inflation creeping into my life. So check your budget regardless of how much you have coming in. Always pay off your credit cards in full. It's the other mantra, golden rule, that is repeated a lot throughout the personal finance community, but you should never succumb to paying off just a chunk of your credit card balance or making the minimum payments every month, no matter how much you spend. Spending that results from lifestyle lifestyle inflation can often go on the credit card unnoticed, especially if you're not using a budget. So make sure you pay it off in full every month so that you're not continuously chasing payments and having to increase your expenses every month. Also, in keeping this video quite, realistic, have a think about where your needs are not being met with your current state of living. Is there something that you truly resent or hate or is limiting you right now that you can change now that you have more income coming in? Can you afford to live in a bigger place? Can you afford to invest in yourself, put some more money in a side hustle, in a business that would potentially even earn you back that investment through future income that you're creating? Have a think about this, evaluate your options, and make a really well thought out decision that is not impulsive, that satisfies your needs and not your wants. If you don't already have financial goals, make them. If you do, add to them, visualize them, and see how the extra money that you have coming in can really speed those up. Whatever you're saving or investing towards, can you shave off a couple of years, off your investing goal? Can you save up a bigger pot for maybe a nicer house or property? This can be super motivating and exciting to do and will really help you build the right mindset for when more money comes in the future in bigger amounts, which could be overwhelming. So cultivating this mindset, this growth mindset, will help you minimize the effects of lifestyle inflation in the future. The key thing I want you to remember is that yes, your expenses will increase, it's natural, you're human, and also you've earned more. Just try to keep the percentage that the expenses increase by less than the percentage that your income is increased by. So if you earned 30k and you got a 20% raise, taking you up to 36k, just make sure your expenses are, I would keep them at around a third. So just make sure your expenses only increase by about 7%, which is about 1.8k-ish annually. So I hope this video helped and provided a little bit of realistic advice as to how to minimize lifestyle inflation. So many more methods and tips that I think work, but let me know what you think of these ones. And if you have any that you live by, drop them down below. Let's share and help us all avoid living paycheck to paycheck and start having more savings and investments for the future. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you next week.